have much for today as I'm in the midst of packing and getting ready to hit the road and go to the beach this weekend. I'm incredibly anxious about it, but we're taking all the precautions we can. A special happy birthday to my dear friend Dominic DeAndrea. I love you so much. Last night I went to his party via Zoom and got to see some faces I had not seen in a minute and missed dearly. And got to make some new friends in the process, including someone who wields a sword just like I do, except theirs is real. It's awesome. It's amazing. Sword friends for life. How about that? Okay. So work on the Laramie project is coming along. So excited about it. And I'm gaining my confidence. The week started off rocky, all up in my feelings and whatnot, but first run-throughs are always rocky. That's why we call them stumble-throughs. And I know this. I just always forget this every single time. As we do go into the weekend, though, I do want to get on my soapbox for just a minute, and if you will excuse me, I'm going to put on my tiara while I do it. Because when I bought my first tiara 3 years ago, I was in the midst of just being lost. I was at an in-between point in confronting my gender identity, and I felt horrible about myself. I felt horrible. And it didn't help that I decided to take a Chubbuck class, and classes always made me incredibly insecure. But also, in the midst of class, I realized when she asked us to give face to our critic, our voices, who we're confronting as our work behind the scenes, or however it went, every time I journaled to bring someone up, it was my own reflection staring back at me. I was my harshest critic, and I still am. Never mind in therapy where we work. Never mind in therapy, Rico and I were working through self-esteem issues. 2017 was such a rocky time for me emotionally, and there are/were so many factors at play. But the biggest thing is that I didn't love myself on a daily basis. I hated who I saw in the mirror. I hated just so much about me. When Melissa and I get around to making tour together, it's raw. For all of us, Melissa, Francis, and I. But in putting in the work to write my part of the script of Torn Together, it's bringing out all of that insecurity that I just mentioned, and it's just laying it bare. So, the tiara. The tiara became my totem, and I feel weird using that word, so I need to find another word because it feels a little bit like appropriation, but the tiara became my talisman for self-care. Actually, it became my talisman and protection. If I had a tiara on my head, I had to love myself, right? Or so I told myself. There's another thing I started too. Okay, so you see these rings? I don't know if you can see them. There are 2 rings. This ring is the promise that Eddie and I made to each other when we decided that we wanted to spend our lives together. It's not formalized in any way, but we will get around to doing that at some point. And we love it because it has just a very small diamond in there that we both have, and it's just a very simple band. Now, this ring right here, the one with the big rock, don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm still Ava from the block. Stop. Anyways, this ring is the one that I make to myself. On my birthday, I generally buy myself a new ring. Now, it's cheap. It's very cheap. It looks expensive, doesn't it? Yes. If you like it, then you should have put a ring on it. But I paid $30 to $50 for it online. Get yourself something nice. This ring, though, is a promise I made to myself to be kinder, gentler, more loving towards myself. Because in the bigger moments, when you can find a tiara, it works wonderfully. You can't help but feel amazing when you're wearing a tiara. You really can't, and yeah. But if you're having one of those moments out and about, and you're just saying the worst things to yourself, things so bad, if someone else was saying these things to another person, you'd intervene. That's where this ring comes in. And it's also a lesson from DBT of just actualized, of finding something that can ground yourself. But this ring serves to help ground me in my worst moments towards myself. It's for when I'm being incredibly unkind to myself, when I don't love myself. I twist this ring around this finger, and I remember the promise I made to myself to be nicer to me. My own self-esteem has come tremendously far in the past 3 years. And it's not to say the journey is over. Once a self-abuse addict, always one, right? But it's easier to remind myself these days. In therapy, Rico would ask me in percentages, and when I started out, I would tell him I love myself and the person I see in the mirror maybe 30% of the time. I think I can honestly say I love who I see in the mirror 90% of the time. And if you're going by a grading scale, that's barely an A, so I'm going to take it. Rico helped me get there in therapy, but self-care is really, it is so much about doing the work and dismantling habits that may have worked in the past, but aren't working anymore. Not judging them, but finding new things that work that are healthier for you in the now. So also, if I've given you or sent you a tiara, or if I do send you one, I want you to know it's not just something shiny and beautiful, and I mean, yes, you are amazing, but I hope more so than anything else, it reminds you to love and take care of yourself. Be nice and kind to that person you see in the mirror every day. It's you. Love you. Just start with loving you so much, and it will. Look, your crown's already been bought and paid for. All you have to do is wear it. So, with all that said, find your item, your talisman, your charm, your amulet, to help remind yourself that you're worth it. Find a song, your personal fight song, to help remind you that this is you. Do what it takes to make your relationship with you better. I mean, it filters through your life. It does. Alright. Enough of the soapbox. As always, keep bearing light into being. I love you all. And I also can't wait till the day meeting in person is okay again and we can all record together in a room and all of that jazz, because, yeah, life is just more wonderful with people. Have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all on Tuesday. And if you've made it this far in the episode, the end. Tell me what your totem, your talisman, your charm, your amulet is to help remind you to love you. Alright. No, don't just stay here, go do something. I also just want to let you know that as we're ending this, I hear the music in my head. And it's boom, boom, boom. Ba-da-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba. All right.